Hi, this is Melanie of Parties and Reviews, and I'm joined with Kathy of Cinemondo Podcast. We're doing another in our series of introducing Kathy to older Indian classics. And so today's is Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani, Yeh Jawaani Hai Deewani, or The Youth is Crazy.
They are.
And they are definitely crazy. So Ranbir Kapoor's upcoming film is Animal. And when
I can't wait.
we did that song reaction of that incredible sexy song, and I realized I texted Kathy, I was like, "Is the only Ranbir movie you've seen Brahmastra?"
And then I'm like, "Was it?" And then I'm trying to look through his movies. I feel like I've seen him in more, but it may just be a lot of trailers. Not sure.
Well, so I was just like, to kind of get why I think Animal is going to play with what his persona in film has been. And Brahmastra is really a one-off that's very different than almost every other film that he's done.
Interesting.
And so he really has played, I call him the man-child. Like, I mean, he has played these guys who have trouble settling down and growing up. The director of this film is Ayan Mukerji. The producer was Karan Johar. So Ayan Mukerji and Ranbir had teamed up for Wake Up Sid, which is definitely one of those, young guy trying to find himself, trying to grow up, like, coming of age kind of thing.
It's so hard. It's so hard to find yourself.
So he'd already played that kind of character. This was his second film with Deepika Padukone. They had done Bachna Ae Haseeno together, which is again another character where he's like kind of a toxic boyfriend, and you're like, my dude,
why are you so toxic?
So as he goes through, I think 3 different women in that film. So so this is Ranbir, but I also wanted you to see this. Deepika has an upcoming film, Fighter. Like, you've seen her in this badass mode. Actually, we watched her debut film together, which is Om Shanti with Sharuk Khan. She debuted.
That's right.
So this film, I think it's safe to say, was also one of the films that just made her blockbuster status, right?
She was amazing.
And so she was doing much more of these kind of romantic roles.
Right.
And now she can be badass.
Thank you. For film, for giving a woman a strong role.
Right. But back in the day, I mean, this is 2013. This is 10 years ago. But it's also, it's a story about messy young people, right?
Yeah.
So you have 4 people. We have Deepika and Ranbir, but we also have Kalki Koechlin and Aditya Roy Kapur. So
I love Kalki. First of all, she feels really real to me. She feels, no matter what she's in, she feels very contemporary.
Yes. Yeah.
I loved her in Deb D. Like, she was great in that. And so everything she's in, I feel like we're getting a moment of real authenticity from her. Like, she's so great. So when I saw her pop, I didn't realize she was in it. I'm like, and she's in the, she goes, hey. I'm like, oh, that's her. Oh God. And then she walks away. I'm like, oh, I hope she's in it more. And then of course she's the main character. So I love that. So she was great to me because she felt like she was the one that in a way everyone kind of envies, because she's kind of freewheeling and she's doing what she wants and she's just not uptight. Like, because Deepika, is that how you say her name?
Deepika.
Deepika. She was so uptight.
Oh my God.
Just no fun at all. Like zero fun.
The nerd who's always listened to her parents and has never done anything, risky at all. And also had no friends,
No,
my parents told me I had to go to med school. Like,
that's right. But she's drop dead gorgeous, even wearing glasses. I love when they give a woman to try and make her look studious. Just pop some glasses on there. But she's stunning. So you're like, okay, this isn't going to take long for her to figure out how to go wild. Even though it did take longer than I thought, technically. Yeah. But I love Ranbir Kapoor is great to me because he walks that fine line between boyish cuteness and like total douchebaggery.
He does.
He's like, because he was, I'm like, what? So when he shows up, he's so cute, but you're like, trouble.
Yeah.
So much trouble.
And he has so much charm.
Oh, so much.
And the way he manipulates Deepika, but also lifts her up, because he can see, here's this girl that doesn't even see that she's pretty. That's right. I love when he's she's like, oh, you know, you have to spend time with that bimbo or what. She doesn't say it that bad, but that's what she's thinking. And he's like, I have to spend time with her because if I look at you the same way, you know, it's I can't just fool around, you know, like I mean, I don't remember how he said it was much better written, but that was basically it. Like, you're someone to fall in love with, not just to be.
Yeah, she's just for fun. You're serious business, and I know you're not ready. Like, in a way, it was like, I'm going to be over here distracting myself, which to me is a huge turnoff. If you're a woman, it's like, I'm not waiting while you play around over there because I'm too serious.
Right. But I mean, also I love, you know, you see Aditya Roy Kapoor's character just also having a lot of fun, and you just see Kalki's crestfallen looks every time that it happens. Oh my God.
And I'm looking at her, girl, you can do better. You can.
And she did.
She does. Big time. And I love too that he wasn't like the hot little thing. Yeah. Like, she finds a guy who just seems so grateful to have a woman like her, and that he's going to treat her so well. And is he the crazy, exciting guy that everyone wants, who's unattainable and you can't tie him down at all? But he's the guy who's going to treat her the way she needs to be treated, and he seems like a cool dude. So I'm like, I like that. I like that.
I love that there were scenes of Ranbir kind of being like, do I need to rescue? What is this an arranged marriage? Like, what is the deal here?
Yeah, this can't be real.
This engineer guy, like, what?
It's like, you're with him, but you're the crazy, wild, free spirit.
Especially when he sees her talking to Aditya Roy Kapoor's character, and then her fiance pulling her away from that. And he's like, what is going on? Yeah. He's getting all jealous. She's like, no. Yeah. He paid Aditya's debts, and he was telling me, don't even bring it up. Don't spoil the weekend.
Yeah. So he's always looking for the problem that he can solve, that he has no real desire to do in the first place, but he needs to feel relevant, because so he's the classic, like, first of all, I loved what he wanted to do. He wanted to see the world, which is great. Yeah. I love, he's like, I have big ideas, big dreams. I'm going to travel and see the world. I love that, because so many people are not that. Like, and I like that she was kind of intrigued by that, but at the same time, she's like, I like my small life. I mean, I love that. Like, she's like, I like just being home. I'm torn between the two. So I think I love both. It's like, I love being home, but I also have this craving to see new things. Right. Right. So I was really, really appreciating his desire, and also how incompatible that can be with someone who doesn't have that. So I like that they were kind of addressing that, because she wasn't going to fake it. And in a way, she was going to have to, and he shouldn't fake it, but he probably will. And then that will be trouble.
Also, speaking to you from Chicago, I also found it very funny that he was going to Northwestern, which is known for his journalism degree. So I was like,
I love that. I love too. Like, he's getting into journalism, and he ends up, they want to make him a star of his own reality show, which I thought was hilarious.
At least it was like, looked like a sort of
very
a little bit more prestige travel show. You know,
I mean, really, for him, what's better? We want to film you, super Mr. Photogenic, gorgeous, in a bunch of different exotic locales, and they named a bunch of beautiful European cities or whatever. Like, 3 months of you living in these towns. What a perfect job for someone like him.
Yeah.
But he gets called back for a wedding.
Yep.
And he was a classic. Like, he had to go do his thing. He wanted to do his thing. So all his friends felt very abandoned, which I liked that dynamic too. Like, they had a lot of really kind of cool things in this movie. I like that they were this close band of friends when they're young, and then everybody kind of scatters a little bit, and you kind of lose touch. And some people feel more abandoned than others. You know, and I thought it was really sweet.
I love how Kalki was like, hey, I tried to send you the invitation like everybody else. I can't reach you. Yeah. I'm sending this video, hoping it will reach you. If you can make it, that I would love for you to be there, right? Like, she knows his number. She's just like, I'd love to include you. You're a great friend, but she's not all upset. You're off living your life. Meanwhile, Aditya's character is like, you haven't been home in 8 years.
You betrayed me. Like, you never respond to my emails. You know, he gets like, I was busy. Like, I didn't know. And then they get in a big fight, like dorks. So I have a few notes. One was, I love the dance where he comes in and he has that awesome suit on and the tie, and he's so athletic, so fast and effortlessly. Like, I had no idea. I knew he was a good dancer, but that was like, wow, okay.
I told you, he is an amazing dancer.
So beautiful.
And so that Badtameez Dil song was iconic. Like,
love it.
I mean, it's iconic. It's still iconic. It's one of the biggest songs ever. I mean, I remember one of my kids coming home from high school. It's like, there was a talent show and this girl was dancing. He's like, it was like this song that I remember you playing. It was this song. She was
doing that's so funny. Oh my God, that's so good.
I mean, but my kids knew because I kept playing it all the time. Like he recognized it when he was sitting there in school.
Oh my God.
But it was such like you couldn't escape this song. And it's his dance in it is awesome.
So good.
I also love actually. How much did you love Madhuri's cameo?
Oh, I know.
And like she's in a brothel, like again, and now you've seen. So you knew you were like, oh, I know what they're doing with this
one. What is going on? That was really good. I love that. And then I also love that he was wearing a Beastie Boys t-shirt. I love that. I was like, okay, that's all right. That's good. I loved it. And I also first of all, I love the two parts of me. I love that they were going away to the mountains where, I felt I was kind of tying into it because I'll be going on vacation soon. We're going to be like in the mountains and snow. And so it's like, it felt like me like, oh, they're preparing for the trip, that feeling, and then they're meeting up on the train. And he's like, he just kind of starts getting on the train and she's got all this stuff, because, she doesn't know how to pack for shit because she hasn't done this before. So she had way too much. He's like, you get it. And then he finally does help her. But it's like, and then I love their campsite was beautiful. I love the snow and then all the tents with the little lights in them. And it was so magical. Oh my God.
Now, did you recognize how they did a DDLJ reference when he pulls her on the train?
Yes. I was like, there's the train.
I told you
train every time.
Movie, like, then you get what you can't help but see the reference over and over and over again. And so many.
The train's running. I'll pull you in. It was like so good. I love it.
But you're right. Their campsite looks so beautiful. I don't know exactly what kind of lights they were using, but it looked amazing. And so I love that they were going to a 16,000 foot mountain. Yeah. And in Colorado, my husband has been trying to climb 14ers, which is 14,000 and above. I can't remember how many. There's like 15 or 20 above 14,000 feet in Colorado. So he's done some of the easy ones, but I was like, whoa, they're even going 2,000 feet higher.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's insane. I'm going to India next year. And that's the thing. There's so many areas. I think they filmed in Kashmir here.
Yeah.
But it's just so gorgeous in the mountains and those northern states.
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing. Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing.
So I'm not this trip, but it's like I see a movie like this and you see how gorgeous it is, and you're like, good.
It's so beautiful. I know. So I love just that whole I could see the whole movie of them, having their little drama inside this whole, but there were two different movies. So but I also I thought they really captured the kind of craziness of youth and how temporary, but how profound the memories can be. Like when they get into some trouble in the town and these guys are trying to beat them up and they're all running, run. They jump in a truck. It's all kind of crazy. It felt very Ferris Bueller, like, right. And they're all like, we're all going to die. No, we're not. It's all crazy. But that was like, that's that great, crazy youth. They got a few great scenes. And so the contrast from that early stuff to we go to the wedding and we have now everyone's a little older now, a little more serious. I
love how Deepika is confident. Like you can see
I like that too.
She's definitely comfortable in her own skin.
Yeah.
From the wedding on, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I see you. I mean, she still has feelings, but you also feel like she has this. Yeah, I'm confident. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor in a clinic. I'm good, right? Yeah, and she has run about the yesterday. So life
is looking pretty good for her.
I forgot he was
He's just a friend. Just a friend. Right. Sure he is. But I love too, like she knew that being in a relationship with Bunny, remember Kapur, would be a conflict because she didn't want to tie him down. And also she knew that she didn't want that. Yeah. So I like that she wasn't willing. And a lot of people, I think, do sacrifice what they really want for someone else. So I like that they had her stick to her guns and go, at least temporarily, I guess she kind of was, stick to her guns and be what she wants to be. I thought that was really great.
She also didn't want to deny his dream. He had this amazing opportunity. Yeah. So in the first half, she bites it back. She doesn't say, I love you. Yeah. Because she's like, he should do this. This is important to
let him. You go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she does. So I thought that was really cool. But he comes to the wedding and he's kind of all over the place. Like he's like having expectations of everyone. He thinks everyone should just.
I kind of love that montage that they do right before he comes to the wedding, where you can see he's really excited traveling on these places. And then he's doing the same thing of filming street scenes.
Yeah.
I can see the expression on his face just change over time. Like, okay, I'm in a different place, but it's the same. It's the same. I have no connection. I just have this one night stand. I have no connection to anyone.
I don't know anyone. I have no friends. I'm just city to city, untethered. It's like, what am I doing here? At the same time, that it's kind of like you want the thing in your mind, what you think you want, this dream of travel around the world, but then you realize how lonely it can be. And I like that they kind of address that they can be very lonely because you're not even keeping track with your friends at all. Like you usually could. So I like that he kind of rediscovered his friends at the wedding, which I thought was, a lot of great scenes in that, which, because it was like a week-long wedding or something. It was like everybody was like there for a while.
That's the way it is, especially
it's very cool.
Those destination weddings. I mean, I loved it. Over 4 or 5 days. Yeah.
Every night had a special thing. It was very, very cool. And I love the whole dance off or whatever. Yeah. So good. And I like how the husband had his own dance thing. It was so cute. Yeah. I loved it. So that was great. And then, and I say in here, I love Ranbir's suit in the dancing. That's why I put a big suit in all caps. Yeah. Where was that? So, and then, eventually the ending kind of bummed me out. I don't know if it was supposed to.
Yeah. I wonder if they had written it one way and then they changed it. I mean, they are showing in the second half that Ranbir is missing connection. His father has died. So the only one is both of his parents now are dead. He only has his stepmother, which I do love that they have that lovely little scene.
Yeah, that was
where the stepmom is like, he was really proud of you that you were living your life the way you wanted to. So that was really lovely. But I think he's realizing there's some value to having a place that you come home to, because obviously he hadn't for 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to travel, but then it makes home more precious when you come home, and especially if you have someone to come home to.
That's right.
Now, both of us had the same reaction. I mean, I'm a woman in my 50s where it's like, run, Deepika, run!
No, it was like when she finally breaks down and also his proposal was so half-ass. Like there were so many red flags. So when he comes to her and he's kind of like, no, I've decided I want to be with you. Here's a ring, here's a box, open it. And it was some
candy,
fake ring. And she's like, what? And so you can tell she's like, Mom, going, you're not a serious person. Like, I can't. And I was hoping she would stick to her guns because he's not, it's like he's so, in a way, kind of drunk, intoxicated with being home and being back with his friends that he's kind of like, this is what I want now. And you're like, no, you can't. No. And so you're sort of rooting for him to come to his senses and also her to resist. And when she finally caves and she's like, yeah, we'll be together. And they call their friends. Everybody's like, what? This is so great. And I love and I wonder if I haven't read the reviews on this, if this was intentional, when they have the great shot of them hugging and it's like, and they kind of zoom in on his face and his eyes are kind of off. And I'm like, you could read it as he's so glad to be home and he's got love in his eyes. But I saw far away look like, what the hell did I just do? It was like the ending of The Graduate where they find the big scene and they're sitting in the car and like, this is amazing. And then they're like,
now what?
Hell did I just
now
do?
what?
I know. So I saw that as and I wrote to you saying, run, all caps, run away.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine Bunny changing diapers. Like I just don't see it.
And she saw it too. She's like, I don't see you living this life with kids and stuff.
I mean, that's the thing. If you think about it, they haven't even been in the same city for
they haven't even been on a date. They didn't even have dinner together. Come on. It was
how about a long engagement and try to figure this out?
Exactly. How about you guys settle down for a few months, date each other, go on a couple trips, let him show you his life, you'll show him your life, and decide.
I mean, I could imagine if he had the kind of life where he went off for 3 weeks and came back, that Deepika could deal with it, right? She could be like, I'll keep. Not 3 months at a time.
3 months at a time? Like 3 months back to back? Like, shooting schedules? He's an actor technically now. So it's like, not going to happen. She's going to feel so abandoned and and he'll be like more and more like, I'm not traveling. This is great. I'll be back. They extended it an extra month. And it'll just be like, it's funny how I think if you're a younger person and you watch it and you're caught up in that, you think, oh, this is the ending. This is how it should be.
Right.
And as you watch it, it's like a mature adult. And you're like watching it going, no. Bunny is trouble. He needs to be with someone like his producer who's also doing the same thing, who's traveling and doing the same thing and gets it, like putting down no roots and just kind of, having adventures. Like he needs that. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't have, but on the plus side, this is one of the most banger soundtracks in Hindi cinema.
It was great soundtrack and beautiful, like everything's beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful locations. I mean, just eye candy. I was watching it going, and the relationships were so juicy. Like I loved everything. It was so instantly captivating. Like, yes. I'm watching it like, this is really good. I was just really invested in what was going to happen to these people. It's like, oh my God, it was so cute.
I mean, this music by Pritam is just... I mean, I can't tell you how many times I have listened to those songs, and the song that happens during the Holi where they're fighting with, I mean, every Holi celebration I've been to, they play that music. Like, it's just, But I mean, I was like singing along with the whole soundtrack, you know? I mean, it
was really good.
It is, you're like, oh gosh, you know, like, and there's another banger, like, there's another great song.
Banger. So good.
It is just an incredible soundtrack. And so, there's so many great things about this movie. And I love that it's not simple. Like we've been talking about it all this time. It's complicated. It's about about that period in young people's lives when they're really trying to figure out who am I? I mean, that's really Deepika, right? Like, who am I? And also Ranbir's character. Who am I? Am I somebody who can just leave his family and go across the world by myself and live the life that I've been dreaming, right? And then he gets that, and then he's like, is this what I really want? What have I given up? What have I given up? Right?
That's always the thing. You're always trying to figure out, is this what I want? Is it what I want? Like, you're never sure. And I like there's always that doubt, and everybody's kind of doubling back, and then they're trying to decide which thing. There was a lot of conflict on desire and expectation, which I really liked.
Right. And Aditya Roy Kapur, like, showing, okay, here was this crazy kid, right?
Yeah.
And then some of the tendencies that he'd had on their trip, like, then you see have become really bad habits.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like borderline, maybe straight up alcoholic, gambling addict, tried to create a bar, and literally, like, his dad saying, I'm not going to give you any more money because it's just going to, it's like flushing into the toilet.
Yeah, it's like, you're not a serious person either. You got to commit. Like, nobody really wanted to do the work. Like, they just wanted the fun part. Let me just do the fun part.
Right.
Which is everyone's.
And I love it how Kalki's character, who is the most free-spirited at the beginning, then ends being the most grounded and finding something that is true.
That's right.
And I love that.
And I'm glad she didn't continue to chase the wrong man. Like she said, he's not going to be right for me. He's not good for me. I'm going to find a man who's going to treat me the way I'll be treated. And she did. And it was like, it should be a lesson to all of them. That you need to find the right people to be with.
Right.
And it may not be the friends you grew up with. You can still be friends, though. Be friends. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It was colorful, gorgeous, great soundtrack, like really juicy drama, you know, and comedy. And it's just, it was really good. It was really good.
All right. So because it's Kathy, we're going to look at posters.
Let's see. I haven't even looked at them yet.
Okay. I think this is the most iconic one, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't even know if that's what she wore at the wedding, but this just kind of gives the vibe of just like, you're going to go to a fun movie.
Yeah. Right? This is a party. And it was. Most of it was. There was a lot of partying in it.
Right. I mean, look, it's like, it's got confetti. It's like, got the shiny gold background. It's like.
I like his very, like, you know, into it expression. It doesn't feel posed. You know, it feels like he's really into it, which is great. Yeah, that's funny.
And then the other two posters, I think, show all the characters kind of.
Yeah, that's nice.
This one is nice, just kind of like they're all. Like, and if you think about how exotic this is, probably for an Indian movie, showing people with winter coats on.
It's some winter coats. It was part of one of my favorite things in the movie was this location and this part of the movie of them discovering each other. Like, and it was in that snowy environment. And I love that you see all of this is how you imagine it felt. Like, you know, this one shot, you know, and they have her glasses on. I love how everybody looks and everybody's so happy and carefree.
Right.
It doesn't last.
Well, but there is something special sometimes about those trips where you can have friendships with people that become really deep because you have gone through an amazing experience with them.
Totally.
And then, but here we are back to the party.
Okay, so it's almost like then and now.
Right. And it's showing Deepika all grown up, Kalki all grown up. She's still wearing short. The first time we see her, she's wearing short shorts. Here she's wearing a short dress.
Because she's kind of crazy. And he's wearing that suit. Ranbir's wearing the suit. The only thing I don't like is his foot is kicked back, but it looks like he doesn't have a leg on that side, which is something we're always fighting in movie posters. Is when someone's walking or running or dancing, you got to show that rest of that leg somewhere, the foot or something. It's just kind of odd.
It's like it needs to be angled or something. Even if they had to Photoshop it.
Exactly. We do a lot of that. Add that leg in there. But it's still a great shot.
I never would notice these things unless you point them out.
I notice them because I hear back about the client all the time. Where's his foot? You're like, oh God. Put that in there. You hear it a lot. But that's a very cute shot. I like it. I love that suit. He was wearing that suit. So great.
I mean, I love how it looks like a candid, hey, let's all take a picture kind of a moment, right?
Yeah. This is the best time. We had so much fun. Part of a series, apparently, because they all have that kind of rounded border.
Right.
So we have
the confetti and
the gold.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the snow. So we have them confined in a little framework each time, almost like a photo being taken.
Yeah.
Very,
like
very
a photo album. Yeah.
Very cool series.
Yeah.
Very cool. So anyway, very fun movie. Very fun.
Now really know why this film is so iconic. Like,
so good.
And Ranbir has done this kind of charming, like you say, on the edge of douchebag character over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
Over and over again.
And he was a little bit of that in Brahmastra. Still had that going on, but he was a god. So
that's why, like, the animal promos, I'm like, wait a minute, he's actually going to marry the girl? Like,
I know. And he still seems like he's a bit of a douchebag because he is, and he's John Wick basically, but it's going to be good.
But I mean, I think you can see, like, a Hindi audience have this is the persona that we know Ranbir. So what new edge are you going to put it on for this animal movie is basically what I'm looking for, right?
Oh, I can't wait to see it. He looks like he's growing up a little bit.
Yeah.
I love it.
A little bit.
Not very much, but a little bit. Now instead of wooing the girls, he's killing a bunch of dudes. That's the difference. I'm looking forward to seeing that. It looks very entertaining.
I mean, he is not my favorite actor. I think you've gotten that. But I think he is very talented. He's very charming. Mm-hmm. And my God, the guy can dance. Like, he really... I mean, because he gives that, like, joie de vivre, like, I'm just really having the best time doing this.
Effortlessly dancing. And it just looks like, oh, man, it would take me, like, a year to figure that out. Never do that.
So you definitely need to check out Kathy's channel, Cinema Podcast. We just recorded, in fact, like a spoiler-full discussion of Tiger 3.
Yes.
So you really need to be subscribed to both of us if you want to see both of us, because
you get two sides of everything.
We're back and forth.
It's awesome.
All right. So you know where to find me. Please do like, share, subscribe, all that good things. And the link to Kathy's channel will be in the description. Bye.
Bye.